On this episode of Beer, Blues, and BS, oh boy, the door to the tavern is wide open and guests are flooding in. Get ready for a show filled with guests, good times, good brews. And hey, reminder, episode 100 is quickly approaching. So, to get in for a chance to win your own Beer, Blues, and BS pint glass, all you got to do is a couple of simple things. 1, subscribe to the YouTube channel for Beer, Blues, and BS. 2, share your favorite bit of our content to your Facebook page. And 3, tag Beer, Blues, and BS in that post so we know you did it. Do those 3 things, and hey, if you do it by February 16th, guess what? On the 17th, we're doing a live drawing on episode 100, and you can get your own pint glass. So make sure you do that. All that said, welcome to the show.
It's Howard Blues and Bismarck Kidder. Pour a cold beverage, porpoises, enjoy time with friends.
Triple B! Well, the Triple B sucks. Okay? Come on.
Whatever, man. This is Beer, Blues, and BS. Online at beerbluesbs.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS, the podcast that brings you as much joy as watching a toddler shuck at a mommy. I'm your host, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, guy who's a little cranky tonight, and I don't know why, but he's the Mark Kidder. Kidder, how you doing?
Can we even say that on this show? Whatever the hell you said? I mean, can we even say that? I don't know. It sounds like a thing, and we don't need a thing on this show because we don't need to get popular for a thing that isn't really a thing.
I just mean, Kidder, if you've ever watched a toddler shuck at a mommy, it's pretty funny. And they think it's funny. Or at least mine does. He's got those little beans shooting everywhere. You know, hit me a couple of times and you just burst out laughing. So, yeah. You almost got dad?
Yeah.
Should be shooting for dad.
Okay.
So, but
Yeah. All right.
Kidder.
That's how she goes tonight. So,
Yeah.
it seems we're encroaching on episode 100, and you know what that means? People start coming out of the woodwork. They want to be part of something big.
I was going to say, Kidder, I know we're doing some renovations on the tavern door, trying to, re-hide it and such, but we got to talk to our contractor because he clearly left it wide open. So allow me to tell you, the audience, who's all on the show. And I'm going to do this in order of how I learned that people were going to be on the show.
Yeah.
Although the person who was first is now taking a phone call because apparently that's more important than being on the show. So we'll come back to him. So number 2, ladies and gentlemen, coming to us from somewhere in the great state of Iowa, he is the rudest of all rude boys. It is the return of Rude Boy Kyle. Kyle, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. It's awesome to be back on the show, and yeah, I'm glad to be here. And
He's better
it's
now.
going to be a good one.
It's already on fire. The dumpster's rolling in the right direction.
Also joining us from the little city across the river. That's right. It is the Triple B Brewmaster. The local geek is here as well. Derek, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm not near as punchy as Kidder is, so.
That's
city
a
across
high
the river
bar.
that has something that Bismarck never will. And of course, it's a beautiful city on the other side of the river. Thank you very much.
I was going to say 2 more sketchy places than we got, but that's a teaser for later in the show.
It'd probably be less because it's the whole city. All right.
Also joining us after a long absence, but it's the return of the brother who we all care the greatest amount for. It is Brother Nico making his grand return to the show. How you doing?
Hello, everyone. I am doing well. How are you?
You better tone it down there.
Simmer down now.
Yeah,
Nope,
and
glad to
there's-
be back. Glad to be back. Thanks for having me.
Did you get your shirt, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, yes.
Good. And that
Yeah.
shirt, for those who have not seen that episode where Brother Nico is wearing it on the merch store right now, it is the Triple B, can I get my money back? Kidder Original, Brother Nico put together, because yes, it just goes. It
It does.
slaps, as the kids say these days. I don't even know what that means.
It really ties the show together.
Can also be used as a rug.
They got rugs in the store. Bath
Uh,
mats, perhaps.
We got bath mats. Yep. You can get a bath
nice.
mat of a select variety. Lots of stuff on the merch store. Gotta plug the merch store early and often. beerbluesbs.com. Click merch.
Well, we need to at least plug it early. I don't know if we need to do often, because with this many guests, it's going to take us a while to get through some of these topics. And we even have one more guest. He may join the show. He may just, pull the usual disappearing act. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Kidder, we should dive into this proper and get to everybody's favorite segment, and that is to find out what's on tap.
As you were saying that, the first thing I thought of, should I call up Farva and see what he's doing too? Because hell, we'll just make this, and then we'll call up DK5000 and Brother Smalls. I mean, we can have up to 100 people. We can have up to 100 people in here. Yeah. What's JS doing? He's got to have everybody plowed out by now.
I was going to say, Kidder, we're like one JS gunslinger away from episode 100. I mean, we'll do this in like 6 more weeks, and everybody's gonna be like, "You guys did this already."
Yeah, we've already told our funny jokes before. We understand that. So just stay with us through this episode and the rest of them from now until the end of time, or the end of the show, whichever comes first. Or nuclear holocaust. All right, let's get on with the drinking. Local Geek, what's on tap for you? Because I know that you have some taps behind you, therefore tapping the tappity right in front of you and behind you. So tap it to us.
I am actually not having anything from my kegerator.
What?
Howard was kind enough to stop by my house earlier this week, something like that, and he dropped off one of these Distills Wild Sour Key Lime Pies that I've heard so much about on this show.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have
that some bitch open.
I'm gonna have one of those, and gonna have it in the Beer Blues BS pint glass, which, if I recall, you guys are giving one away for the 100th episode.
We are.
Where's that tasty beverage from there?
It is the Distill Brewing Company. They are out of Normal, Illinois, I believe.
Better than abnormal.
Yes, Normal, Illinois. I like that one. That one's really good. It's got just the right amount of sweetness to kind of balance out that sour.
That sounds delightful, actually.
It's been my favorite of their Wild Series sours, because it really does. It's like a really tart piece of key lime pie, and it really does nail the key lime pie afterwards. So, although my dad still has declared it the worst beer he's ever had. So
I actually almost picked up a few more of those when I was at Willikers the other day, but I ended up getting some other ones that I'll have later on in the show here. So
a tease.
This is a beer tastes nothing like Busch Light.
And if you want to know,
there's a few Iowans that might be upset with that, but
more than people in Iowa. The Busch stream flows everywhere.
There's a few bowl game venues that, whether they be down in Texas or Florida, that I think there is one also in Memphis that I remember the Memphis location where every single bar in the area severely underestimated the amount of Busch Light that the fans from Iowa were going to drink, and they sold out even before the game happened. It's kind of one of their claims to fame is this, how much Busch Light the Iowans drink. So it's okay.
I'd also like to point out that if you want to find out where the top 10 beers rank on a list on the internet and our choices comparatively, join us a few episodes back right here on Beer Blues and BS. Brew Boy, what do you got in the cup tonight?
Well, this has my my water, since I'm just taking it easy tonight. But I do have some leftovers from the holidays. I've got the Amsterdam's Finest Heineken, so going with the premium lager. 3 simple ingredients, goes down crisp and clean. So I'm kind of working my way through all the stuff that we brought home from the holidays and bought before the holidays. So that's why I don't have anything too crazy sour or sweet right now, but promise to have something better for the next show.
So that's water, Everclear, and skunk butt, right? Those are the 3 ingredients.
Well, you don't like a Heineken there, Mark?
I've never had one that I've really enjoyed. They're either
Maybe
old
they're out of
or
date.
they just suck.
Well, it's interesting because at the local grocery store, I went to go buy a German Pilsner one time.
Oh, yeah.
Brought it home. There was just a four pack of 16-ounce cans. Opened it up, and it did not taste as it normally did. I look at the bottom of the can once I'm done with it and realize that it's over a year old because the best buy date was a month or 2 beyond the date on the can. So I went back and looked at the remaining 2 of the same selection in the cooler, and they were also more than a year old. So I told the guy, I'm like, I'm sure you don't sell a lot of these, but I like having it every now and then. It'd be nice if you kept it up to date. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And so
That's right. You take it personally.
yeah, he gave me a coupon for like $5 off a selection because they have a punch card system where if you buy 5 craft beers, you get $5 off your next 4 or 6 packs. So it's incentivizing their return customers. So he's like, yeah, let me punch up a card for you. You can use it next time. So
Sounds like fraud.
Surprised you didn't just refund you everything.
oh, I didn't want to make a stink out of it, even though the beer was.
Because that already came from the beer. Ah!
Yeah.
Brother Nico, you sipping on something little peaty tonight?
Hello. Not peaty per se. It is slightly smoky though. I am enjoying an 8-year-old Dewar's scotch that was been double finished, and the second finish was in mezcal casks. So it has received a little bit of the smokiness of a mezcal added to it. So it is tasty.
Kind of smooth and smoky, sultry like your voice right now.
It is, with a little bit of caramel.
I do enjoy that. Howie Blues, what about you? You got something tasty on the line?
I do, and it actually is from the local geek because I've been saving this until he came back on the show. Anybody who is a longtime follower of the show, you know that my favorite beer of all time is Kettle House Brewing Company's Cold Smoke. Well, the local geek happened to bring me their Mexican Stout 2022.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's an imperial stout with cocoa nibs, cinnamon, and habanero pepper. It has tasting notes such as spicy, sweet, and robust. 10% alcohol by volume. And then it has this description. Survival is about having the right gear, a positive mindset, and surrounding yourself with good people. We teamed up with our friends and blade makers at Missoula's own Zombie Tools to create something sturdy, robust, and flavorful to help prepare us all for the long Montana winter. So, he was nice enough to share this with me, and looking forward to giving it a try. I think I can pick up on the old smell test. Huh. Well, you can definitely taste the chocolate right off the bat, and it definitely has that heat of the habanero. But hey, you can unlike the pate chips that we were talking about a couple episodes ago. It's a nice like flavor. It's not just heat for heat's sake. So
Yeah, I actually
That's,
really
uh,
enjoyed
Think it
that
would
one.
taste? You think it would taste any different if you were to pour it into a glass and let it kind of let the flavors do their thing, and maybe give your nose a little better shot at smelling the flavor? But just an idea.
It's a possibility. It is a possibility. Which if I ever get my hands on this again, I'll have to give that a try. But we'll stick with the can
Or it'll
tonight.
maybe, stir up whatever's at the bottom. Should there be any sediment or anything, you get a lot of times with those chocolatey ales.
Mm-hmm. And Kidder, before we jump over to you, our last guest is finally back. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce the last person who is joining this humongous episode, coming to us live from the Cookie Gnome Palace. It is the trolling minister of the I got him, of the Triple B. Big D's back. Why? I don't know. Apparently he likes this punishment. But Big D, how are you doing tonight?
What's up, Gnome Muncher?
Chomp chomp. No, doing all right. Yes, I did. I come back for the punishment and stay for the beer. How am I doing tonight? Well, we're in the middle of what's on tap, so let me just give you the Cliff Notes version. What should have been a great visit with extended family. We were out in Oregon for 3 weeks. Unfortunately, every single one of us who were staying in the house, there were 6 of us in the house that we were staying at, to include Mrs. D and Little D, got the COVIDs for Christmas. And Little D tested positive on Tuesday, and we were supposed to fly yesterday. Little D and Mrs. D are in Oregon, and they were calling doing bedtime, so that's why I had to step away right as we started the call. So we were doing bedtime. So now I'm back in Grand Forks with no adult supervision for the next few weeks.
So truthfully, that's
anyway.
why you wanted to be on the show, is because you had nothing else to do.
And I'm still technically supposed to, well, I'm not quarantined anymore, but I'm still supposed to be socially responsible and mask everywhere for the next 3 days now. So I'm just going to kind of lay low, snow blow my driveway, clean the house. And I've done none of that today. So I'm like joining these guys. So what's on tap?
Wise choice.
Passing through Minneapolis yesterday, picked up something down there, brought it up here from the Indeed Brewing Company. It's the Honey Noir Mexican Honey Noir, because I'm dyslexic now. American style dark lager. Does not have a fancy story on the can, but it does have 5.9% alcohol by volume, and it is 1 pint. And keep this quick so it doesn't drag on. I don't smell any honey.
It's already been dragging. Don't worry.
Yeah. I don't even taste the honey. It tastes fine. I just don't taste any honey. It tastes a little bit of caramel going on, but no honey.
Well, you did just have the vid, so.
And I did lose my taste for about 36 hours, and that just pissed me off because Big D loves food. And yeah, Big D could not taste food.
What changed with your taste buds? What didn't taste good that normally did?
Nothing tasted like anything. So, like I remember having the one that jumps out is I had some kombucha from whatever brand it was. I don't even remember the name. It wasn't like a fruity name like strawberry or anything. It was something that was supposed to taste kind of fruity, and it tasted like your ordinary flavorless mineral water or bubbly water, which I happen to like, but when I'm expecting kombucha, sad day. So yeah, eggs taste like nothing. Basically everything I ate that day tasted like nothing. Didn't last very long though, thank God. So yay, Rona.
I'm glad you're on the mend.
I got very mild symptoms. So actually, yeah, most of that cleared up pretty fast, relatively speaking, compared to you get a cold or a flu, it hangs around for a little while. This actually got through pretty quickly, so grateful for that.
And finally, the person on this call who most likely needs a drink, Kidder. What you having?
Yeah. Well, this one's courtesy of Local Geek and his friend. It's another Idaho beer. This one from the McCall Brewing Company. It's a Mackinac Red. Look at that thing. Oh, yes. There it is. Right there. Courtesy of Local Geek. Just for you. So we got the McCallBrew.com. And it's a Mackinac Red Amber Ale. It's brewed in McCall, Idaho, in the United States of America. This amber-colored American Red Ale, a local favorite, is one of our mainstay multi-beverages. Lightly hopped with caramel flavors sets this clean drinking ale apart. Quaff one. What it actually says on the side. 12 fluid ounces, 4.95% alcohol by volume. Just couldn't make it to that 5%. Just there.
It's not like brewers to round up at all.
Local Geek, you do any rounding when you're calculating your alcohol by volume, or is it just it's about that?
I figure out exactly what it is, and then usually when I bring it on the show, I say it's right around 4.5 or 5. So I'll round it for those purposes. But if you wanted to know, I could give you the exact to 2 decimal places.
I think we might need 3 because clearly these guys in Idaho, they've got their process down. So now we need to step it up a notch in the Local Geek brewing. So nice scent to it. You smell the caramelly notes in there, which is nice. And it's got a nice kind of golden color to it on the top of the can. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Did you share any of those Idaho ones with Howard, or haven't seen him drink any yet?
They finally made it over there. It's like a New Year gift. Because
yes, I got him New Year's Day.
Suppose he gave you the IPA, huh?
I didn't look at them very closely, but I did notice I got the Death by Coconut. So
gross.
Yeah, I wasn't having that crap. Get that garbage out of here.
Yeah, I'm a coconut fan, but coconut plus beer just sounds like a horrible day.
If you like coconut, it's not a terrible beer, but it's not a great beer.
And here, Big D, I was hoping you were volunteering to take that one off my hands, and take the hit for me.
We'll overnight that sumbitch up to you. And you know what? In fact, I would drive it to you, put it on your doorstep, and make sure that you pick it up.
Well,
I would give it to you and give you a hug, but you had to go down and drink some Mexican beer, so clearly we can't hug or shake hands.
Oh no, this is from the Indeed Brewing Company in Minneapolis. So yeah, no, I haven't slept. But
where are we going?
I wouldn't be opposed to that because if there's to be a less than stellar beer going in my face, my only rule is I don't pay for it. That's the only time I have Miller, Bud, somebody else buys it for me.
I like that rule. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, that's the only way I get stuck with Miller.
Or Death by Coconut.
I didn't get stuck with that. That's not coming back into the house ever.
I don't know.
You should do an experiment and see if it acts as a good de-icer for the sidewalks or something. Just see if it has another purpose.
I think it was pretty low alcohol, if I remember right, like 4-ish%.
There you go, Howard.
For your inner colon.
Yep. That's what you really need. You've had a couple bouts of sickness. Suck down that can and let it blow it all out your ass.
I was going to say, Kidder, Royal Rumble's coming up. That can could make its way back to your house.
If it does, things will happen.
The Brotherhood of the Traveling Coconut Can.
See, at least Nico and I had the thing with a $5 bill. I mean, that's funny. A crappy can of beer. That's just lame.
There you go.
I don't know that you've ever told that story on the podcast there, Kidder. So, no time like the present.
Oh. Well, it's not on the rundown. How can we deviate such greatly? Okay.
Listen, you know that the rundown is just a, thing to kind of help us get to through the show without pauses. It's not like it's some strict document that we follow. We've
had a couple of shows out on the deck here, Mark, and we didn't even look at a rundown sheet.
You can cut next week's episode by a whole 2 minutes and 36 seconds to make up for it. Of course, now that's basically the intro to this story that's going to last all of 30 seconds, so we'll see.
Right.
This story's now got more buildup than it really needs.
Yeah. In fact, I probably shouldn't start out telling it. Nico should probably start telling it.
No, that's fine. Because to be honest, I don't know where to begin.
I was trying to remember the exact start of where it happened because it went on for so long. I don't know where it started. It was a $5 bill, a nice crisp fiber. You get the crisp corners and just nice crisp bill. It's like a fresh fiber. And I think I paid for lunch, or he paid for lunch, and it was like $5, and I'm like, here, you need it. Or he said, here, you need it. And anyway, we're like, no, it's fine. And so then I moved from Grand Forks down here because for a good 6 to 12 months, back and forth between our apartments, this fiber was getting hid in various places when one of us was at the other's apartment. In like DVD or game cases, under lampposts, in chairs, and it would be something where and I don't have my wallet down here, but let's just say that this is the fiber, right? So you have like a magazine or something, and it's just peeking out. Just enough where if you're looking for it, you can see the edge of the fiber, and that's really where it started. And then, oh, look at that crisp fiber right there.
There you go.
What up, Abe?
And here is the actual one.
It's definitely more crisp than mine, so I give it
with the trifold.
Yeah,
I was going to ask who had it. Right.
I don't know. I have a 5. You probably have a 5, Mark. I think at one point we both just started giving 5s. So
when like both of us die, our families left over are going to be going through random things like, what the hell is this $5 bill? Oh, I found one too in this whatever. Like, who keeps putting $5 bills in things? Like, you're welcome.
It'll be like we always kept the big bills on the outside of his billfold.
Yeah, right. But after Nico moved down south to the Nebraska way, then it would show up in our present as we would mail them back and forth. Or when I'd come to visit, like in his apartment in Omaha, I would
stick it under one of my Legos,
bring it down and just hide it. So like it's just sitting in the Millennium Falcon or something like that. Or what was the really good one? You have one of the like taxiway lights. I just stick it in there or something like that.
Yeah. And then I think I stuck one when you were in your apartment behind one of the Sioux signs so you could just see it if you looked through the eye or whatever.
Yep. It was good. Got that one, before anything got taken down. But we've had our fun with the fivers over the years. And I don't think I have any of the photos because I know a couple weeks after I was there, you found one and sent me a picture that you finally found it. And you were like, oh, that was a good one. So have fun with your friends. Stick money random places in their house or apartment. Have fun with it.
Just not in their G-string.
Been there, done that.
On a fun kind of similar side story, I used to live with Kidder in the apartment. I slept on the couch. And after that, every time I would come back to Grand Forks or see him, Kidder would feel the need to have saved up every piece of mail that he got to, that was just to like resident or current resident or anything like that. And he would just save it up. And when I'd show up, he's like, here's your mail. And he would give me this pile of junk mail.
I'd even find the stuff that people would just throw on the floor because they didn't want it or didn't want to throw it away. So it was just current resident.
So then the fun part of that is the last time that I visited Kidder when he was in Grand Forks, I was in Montana. He had one of these piles. It just so happens that Rude Boy Kyle had a bunch of boxes there because Rude Boy Kyle lived in the same apartment for a while. And
that was a good time.
All of that junk mail might have ended up in one of Rude Boy Kyle's boxes. So
nice.
You're welcome, Kyle. If you ever opened up one,
it was a hectic time.
Then yeah, now you know.
Excellent.
That was my first earned dollar right there. My first working dollar. Courtesy of Bob Giggles. And a photo that he gave me at one point. So the best place for it is right there in the top corner. My first working dollar.
Well, to now get this show back on the track after I successfully derailed it. Local Geek, I think you're the one who started this next topic of what's brew. And I'm going to guess that you have a new thing that you're brewing.
I don't yet, but it is in the works. So I'm going to be doing a collaboration beer with one of my friends in the near future when he gets back to town. He's one of the lucky people that can work from anywhere in the world, and his parents are snowbirds, so he's down in Arizona and California with them right now, but he's planning to come back here in the next few weeks, so we're going to do a beer together. We're going to do a Black Butte Porter clone. So
the beer that was so skunky, I didn't finish it on the show.
Was that one? I thought it was an Imperium Peanut Butter Porter.
I thought it was, or maybe it was a long route peanut butter.
Let's consult the sheet.
It's good that
The
we
Excel
have.
documents do not lie.
It was the Empyrean, at least that's what I wrote down.
For licensing reasons, we can't call it that.
Interesting, because I don't think it was an Imperium.
Long Route Peanut Butter Porter is the full name of it, but Imperium Brewing is who makes it.
Yes, you'd be correct. Okay.
Good job, Local Geek. Of course he's correct. He actually watches this show.
This is why we have the spreadsheet, so that I no longer have to remember all the beers I've had on this show.
I was just going to say that he's our one viewer. So thank you, Local Geek, for your determination and your viewership.
Hey, there's always at least almost one more like before I get to watching it. So yes, it could be one of you guys, I suppose. So yeah, that's going to be a fun one. I think we're going to do a 10-gallon batch, so we'll each have a 5-gallon keg of it, and hopefully it'll turn out as
Nice.
good or close to at least what the Deschutes beer is.
Yeah, and hey, since we were saying thanks for the spreadsheet and all of that work, Kidder doesn't know about this, but I happen to get the Local Geek a bit of a thank you gift because he does keep up that spreadsheet and it's very helpful when I do the editing and things like that. So I dropped that off with him when I dropped off this Wild Sour series, but I told him he couldn't open it until he was on the show. Hey, Local Geek, feel free to open the box and see what you got there.
All right, I've got it here, so we'll pop her open and see what's in here. They really got this sealed in the box good. And now I see where you have it taped from when you verified that it looked like it was good.
Had to make sure.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you. It's the
Very nice.
the name of the Scottish ale that Kidder and Howard helped me brew.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That was going to be like one of those YouTube plexes. Like, I've collected data on 1,000 beers that you guys have drank on the show.
Yeah, no, it's a metal sign, partially because, I figure you've been on the show enough, Local Geek, you need some set dressing. So it's a just a kind of a label-esque design that I made of burro grease, since that was the beer that we had on the show. One of the ones that attacked me and such. But here's the other thing, Local Geek. I actually have graphics for all of the beer you've had on the show in a similar style, except for one. And the one that I haven't done is the mini DNA, but that's because that one seems too personal that I didn't want to just design that out of my own mind. So
Sure.
Watch out for future these graphics to appear. And I am planning on slowly changing the thumbnails of the episodes that we have those on to include those graphics. So
Cool.
So enjoy.
I do have plenty of wall space behind me, so
I've noticed.
I do have plans to put sheetrock on that wall at some point instead of the pegboard. But
Yeah, until then, there you go. Your very own, set of logos and such. So now I need to know, which one do you want next?
ooh, I think I'd like to see the Chernaya Koshka next.
I had a feeling, and I will tell you that's my wife's favorite one. So watch for that to come in a future episode.
Abner O'Neill also would be a very cool one
That one turned out pretty
because
fun.
I know you would have something cool for that.
Woohoo.
Woo, woo.
That's the best I got, man. I'm tired. It's been a week.
Ric Flair would be proud.
Listen, I can't do the Ric Flair woo. I'm not good at that. That's totally a kidder thing.
enough.
No, I just never been able to do that one. Yeah.
Maybe, Big Deal probably backed me up on this. Maybe you just need a across the chest first. Maybe that'll get you rolling. Whap! Or even just the lick first and then the slap. Yeah, straight across. Extra. Woo!
So as I recall, we actually tried that, and Howard's reaction is usually, what the hell? What the hell?
What the hell, man?
Yes, we do have that as a running gag, that one of us tries to woo chop the other one, and then the other one has to say what the hell. Which I think I got you last, Big D, because I think I last did that at your wedding.
Yeah,
I don't think I got you when you came back.
you
one
did
time
that,
you
and somebody else swatted me in the ass. So a lot of things happened that day.
For reference, I was not there. Just
It's okay. You would have had. I don't know that you would have enjoyed yourself at that wedding, Kidder.
I know there was no alcohol in or near the venue. I understand. However, there was no alcohol at your wedding too. So
Not in the building, anyway.
Not in the building. And the ice cream floats.
Just take my balloon animal to the car to get an ice cream float.
gonna take this drink for a walk. This is a really good party. This is great.
That bartender.
Feel any better? Oh,
I was gonna say that bartender who was serving the floats had to wonder every time I kept coming. I'm like, yeah, can you put Coke in this glass, but only like 2/3 full?
Just
It's like at the coffee shop when they ask if you want to leave room for cream. Yes.
I sure would. Extra third, please. I like a lot of cream. Phrasing. Are we doing that?
It was one of those things. I was on a little bit of thin ice at Big D's wedding because it quickly got out the whole mail truck story. So, for that wedding, I was probably viewed as a little bit of a dangerous element. Just
And the funny part is that, and that was my mom that would have given you the stink eye. And she had met you prior to that, but after the mail truck story. So I don't understand what her ire was, but
yeah.
sometimes just the unfriendly reminder. I still get chills when I drive bats at a gas station, by the way.
As you should.
I was gonna say, Big D, I still regret, and I should have done this, because at your wedding, for those who haven't heard this, at the wedding, at the reception, they allowed anybody who wanted to speak, and Mrs. D's whole family spoke, and it was all like the same speech. So it was always like, I never thought that she was the type of girl to fall in love. But then when we met Big D, we could understand, you know, and it was always like, we met Big D 3 days ago. We understood why. It was like, that was that. I was so tempted as a groomsman to get up there and put, and just repeat the speech and just go, I never thought she was the type to fall in love. But 3 days ago when I met Big D, I could see why it went. It had to be a groomsman. I mean,
Even I fell in love.
I would have paid you money for that. That would have been awesome.
I was this close, but I was already had enough heat from the mail truck story. I didn't need added heat. Not that I would ever see these people again, but
And not like anything of it was true on either story.
yeah.
I knew that face was only a face that a mother could love. Oh, this is a wedding. Ah, right.
Good times.
No, why they like me so much is they thought I was gonna. So Mrs. D was living in Germany and traveling around the world before I started living in Germany myself, and they thought that I was going to kind of help her settle down and not do this international travel lifestyle. Little did they know how much we both enjoy living internationally and would continue to do so for the first 8 years of our marriage, because it had been, a couple years at that point overseas. So 10 years overseas, and we finally came back, and we're trying to go back. Her family, I think, wasn't expecting that. I think they've come to grips with it, though.
Or if so, or if not, I should say, then they haven't said anything.
Well, they said a few things the past couple of weeks. Nothing mean, but I think the
sugar-coated, perhaps.
So the background is I'm actively trying to effect a move back overseas, and it looks like it's going to happen. Not for several months from now. Nothing's set in stone yet. This is just preamble, but there were certain family members who I think were trying to, like, are you sure you really want to do this? Is this the best thing for you? Yes, it is.
Big D, when you get that kind of pressure, what you should do is you should say, yes, and hey, since we're talking about interesting things, have you checked out this show, Beer, Blues, and BS? Here's the episode I'm on, and I'm sure they'll stop talking to you.
I have not. I've given a brief shout out to people at work, but not any family members yet. I forget what it was we were talking about.
I know my parents always enjoy listening and watching the episodes that I'm featured on, so it gives them a little more insight as to our unique dynamic.
I was talking to, I forget if it was a group chat or a one-on-one chat on an instant messaging platform we use at work, but I think one of my forecasters was talking about a storm that was rolling through North Dakota, and they're like, oh yeah, and they're going to get nailed out in Bismarck, and I just responded with, Bismarck, nothing but a bunch of beer, blues, and BS out there. She didn't get it. I don't get it.
I've been trying. I try it every time. In fact, Lefty's working nights this weekend, so every time that she complains, like, oh man, I'm working nights, it's so hard to stay awake. I'm like, it's a great way to stay awake. Just turn on your favorite episode of Beer, Blues, and BS. She's like, no. Like, come on, help spread the love of this. She even once had a student nurse following her. And that was one of her reasons. She's like, I can't listen to it because I have a student following me today. I'm like, you should introduce them. It's like, hey, you know what the best thing to do when you're working as a nurse? Listen to Beer, Blues, and BS. Like, come on, help me spread the love here. She's way behind on episodes too, though. So,
see, the minute I do that, they're going to stumble across all the various articles of clothing and random shit that you put the cookie picture on, and I will not live that down. So, pox on you both.
Hey, you should be thanking us. We have now set you up with Christmas gifts for next year.
You send a shirt to all your family. Maybe, what else did I put on there? Pint glass. A pint glass to go with the triple B is just perfect. Goes with everything. I mean, you can get something just like this. The Beer Blues BS. Perfect pint glass. Right there.
I think you also put his face on a shower curtain.
I think it was the shower curtain. Yeah, probably. Just go to beerbluesbs.com and then click on merch, and you'll see the Big D selection. It's too bad he's not making any noise because he kind of face palmed. He's got his face all over it. There's no face palming on the design, but there's definitely his face. It's a face for t-shirts.
Isn't it about time you go get one of those old fashioned with a big old heaping load of cherries in there, kidder?
And that's why your face is on a shower.
Don't get him started on cherries.
Listen here, you damn SOB. That's why that face is on a shower curtain the size of the wall over here. And I'm out. I'm thirsty. Who else is thirsty?
Oh, after that wonderful reminder that I'm on a shower curtain, it's time for part 2. Yeah, don't worry. I'm with you there.
Mine is a whole pint, so I'm still working on this. Plus, this is my only beer I'm drinking tonight since I'm solo parent this weekend. So, got to keep my wits about me. In fact, I'm sitting here with a monitor. Kids are both sleeping. We're good.
Oh, I thought it was something you had to blow in and just monitor your intake. That's
0, because he drinks so slow that it processes itself every sip.
I don't know. This is 10%, so that's a pretty heavy alcohol content.
It's a healthy
I'm feeling
beverage.
It's a 10% that sneaks up on you because you don't taste the alcohol.
Yeah, it's I'm feeling it already. So, but we should get to what's on tap round 2 because that's going to take a while with all of you. Again, I'm still working on this. So,
Big D, go for it.
I'm just thinking, Howard, you should try some soju if you want to really experience. Local geek, you should try some soju if you really want to experience sneaking up on. And if you have never tried it before, tread carefully.
I have not, and I have heard that about it. I would like to try it at some point.
Yeah, you f***ing time warp without wanting to or meaning to. It happens. A friend told me.
Ride the snake.
A snake. Oh, it's a snake.
Big D, just before you get to your drink, listen, okay? If you're gonna fake swear, you might as well just say the damn word, because future Howard's gonna have to bleep it anyway. So you might as well get it in.
So
Fine,
even
Howard.
the PG-rated version, you got to bleep the PG-rated version?
Yeah. We're trying to not swear because of YouTube and their bullshit that we're found to with to get fucking rating.
Well, maybe
That's
I'm
just
trying
gonna be
to
one
maintain the family.
Maybe. I was going to give you the finger too for the executives at Google and YouTube, but we already pay them per month, so and you don't need to blur anything. It's more work.
It's already blurred.
You're blurred, local geek. You should pull down your damn alcohol content in your beer.
They have to bleep the swearing. They want their diamond play button, people.
We just really want the show to break even. That's it.
Wait, you guys are being paid?
We're not asking.
No.
for money.
You guys are getting a check?
No, it's that
we
new
win.
cryptocurrency. It's I can't believe it's not dollars.
Google credits.
So
Yeah,
moving
please
right
pay me
along.
in Dogecoin.
So you would ask what's on tap for Big D. They're kind of thinking about just kind of happened this way. Kidder and Howard, this is kind of for you both. So this is 10.2%, so right up there with Howard. It is cleared for takeoff. It is a triple IPA. I found this yesterday. I saw triple and IPA smashed together, and I'm like, I've never tried one before. And let's see here. This is your captain speaking. I'm a lieutenant, but whatever. Smoother than a Versace silk with a triplet of Strata, Talus, and Amarillo. Cryo, gone too soon, but not forgotten. Resi. I don't even know what this means. So maybe somebody had a few sips of this when they were writing that little narrative. This is from, where is this from? Black Stack Brewing. I don't know where they're from. Oh, St. Paul, Minnesota. Cool. I know that address. Shoot. It's like 2 miles from where I grew up.
Oh, the Twin Cities.
Well, no, the street.
Oh,
They even use authentic, correct FAA phraseology.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
All righty.
Try that one.
So this definitely kicks me right in the nose. I like IPAs, but we'll see how this goes. I might actually switch over to Kidder's Camp for the triple. It tastes like a double. So, oh wait, the aftertaste. That's a triple. It's lingering. I don't know. The taste is good. I'm questionable on the aftertaste. I like it though. Might take paint off my car, which might actually be an improvement. But yeah, cool. I'll give it a 3.
for local geeks purposes, I give my beer there a 4. That was a tasty beverage. I always forget sometimes. Come up with some random phrases and then it enters the comment phase. So glad that you have that IPA and I don't, but I don't know what's in there. Who else is out?
Beer is in there, you clown.
Not just beer. I have liquor in there too. Calm down. Rude Boy, are you out? Are you going for round 2?
Yeah, I gotta go find round 2, so I'll return shortly.
Well, he goes and finds round 2. I just finished round 2. And I'm going to go ahead and go to round 3. Round 2 was a Blackleg Ranch Copper Ale.
Local geeks getting lit.
I was going to say, I feel gypped not having heard what round 2 was for you over there.
Yeah, I figured I'd do them both at once since I finished it. So
that's what happens when you leave and take a phone call.
Blackleg Ranch is out of Minokan. And they've got the little story on the side of the can here. It says, homesteaded in 1882, Blackleg Ranch is a 6th-generation family-operated cattle ranch, home to abundant grasslands just off the mighty Missouri River. We pride ourselves in honoring our rich Western history and traditions of the past while working hard to regenerate and diversify our operation, creating opportunities and new traditions for future generations. Oh, it's Mackenzie, not Minokan. That was my mistake. And that one was the Copper Ale. This other one I've got here is their 1882 lager. Looks like that one just got the same story on there. So that Copper Ale was a very good one. I'd probably give that like a 3 out of 5. It's a little bit hoppy, but not overly.
Well, let's see. Rude Boy's still digging. Nico?
It's really weird. He's up. He's walking around without pants on. It's just strange. I mean, I guess it's his own house, but
from our house to yours.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, he poured it into the glass there. That's a lot of head there, local geek.
Yeah, that one poured a little bit heady. This one's the lager here it's really smooth. It's a little bit sweet.
All right, round 2 for me is on tap. I have a Bar Hill gin. It is crafted in Vermont. And the label indicates made with juniper and raw honey. I've had a couple of very small family-oriented businesses. I got this as a gift for the holidays, and they gifted me a couple of. One was a smoked maple syrup flavored old-fashioned mixer, and the other was a Bar Hill gin. I added just a splash of cranberry to it, so gin and juice, my friends.
Is the other one also a Vermont with the maple syrup, or?
Yeah, I can actually go grab it out of the fridge real quick if give me just 1 second.
I shouldn't have said anything. We could have just sat and watched him without his pants on. And Howard really would have some blurring and bleeping. Maybe that's how we get viewers. I don't know. Trying experimental things on this show. Try and get some viewership. Help us.
So yeah, this is a. Sorry to interrupt. But yeah, this is. Well, yeah, this is by the company called Run Amok. They make a maple cocktail syrup. So that goes with just about whatever you want to make it with. Very, very smoky on the initial taste, but it mellows out over time. Goes well with almost any whiskey. But yeah, premium maple, no refined sugars or additives. And it starts with their organic pecan smoked wood maple syrup, add cherry juice, and a proprietary blend of spices. But that is very delicious with whiskeys or bourbons. Blends really well, and especially if you like a smoked cocktail taste, it goes down easy. So
nice. I don't know if you saw the episode a while back that I was on, but I've got a friend from Vermont that brought some beers over for me. And when he came, not this past summer, but the summer before, he brought a maple syrup whiskey that was really good.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, my sister and brother-in-law just bought a property not too far from a popular ski hill, and they've kind of been roaming around and experiencing the local culture because they've lived in Maryland for the past 10 or so years. So different feel, different kind of taste to things. But even this Bar Hill gin bottle, I'm pretty sure was sealed with probably a combination of the wax and the honey. It had the plastic seal on the outside, but even the cork cap on the outside has that sticky feel to it that makes sure it's kind of the sampler size gin bottle. So it's nothing too big, but it's got a very mellow taste, but it blends well with orange juice or even a tonic. So
nice.
Yeah, the Run Amok cocktail syrup right there is it goes well with your whiskeys or bourbons. Gives a very heavy smoke taste on initial taste, but it, like I said, it mellows out over time and mixes up really well. Both from Vermont.
Good to me.
So thank you, Dana and Joe, brother and sister.
You tried the Glendalough?
I have. In fact, they're all gone. It tasted that good.
Jeeves. Okay,
yeah,
good.
But I still have the bottles. Yeah, I just finished the last one yesterday. Is that how? I was reading the label and I was trying to imagine to myself how you would pronounce that brand name. It's Glendalough, and
correct.
My initial thought was it was Glendalough or Glendalough.
There's because it's Irish.
Irish.
Well, it's a loch translated to lock. And
Yes.
if you want to know more about the Glendalough spirits, you can watch a few episodes back when I talk about the taste testing that I got to experience right here in Bismarck, Mandan, at a classy, tasty place, Thomas and Moriarty's. Fantastic. All right. This second beverage, also courtesy of Local Geek and his Idaho friend. This here is Idaho Sexy. Oh, so sexy. Huckleberry wheat from the Radio Brewing Company in Kellogg, Idaho. You can find them at radiobrewingcompany.com. It's 12 fluid ounces. Alcohol is 5% by volume. Government warning. Nobody needs to pay attention to that. But there you go. There's the super sexy Idaho. Yeah. So we'll see how wheaty this is, and hopefully non-hoppy. Because, a wheat and hops. Oh, she's a little frothy. Got some head on the top. Very sexy. Smells a bit fruity, oddly enough. Yeah, there's some sour and like blueberry mixed in with this wheat. Like that's an interesting taste. Initial the taste, I'll give it a 3. So, topic 3.
3 with a smile and refuses to elaborate.
It's not my topic.
Well, we're
It's your topic, not my topic. I'm not here to talk about transition.
So it's been a while since we've checked in with everybody. So thought we'd talk about what we're watching. One thing I wanted to point out, I was shocked to learn this just last night. But comedian Bill Engvall is retiring. I don't know if you guys are familiar or seen a lot of his stuff. But I know I listened to a lot of Bill Engvall's comedy, even before he was on the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, which is probably where he got his biggest fame. But the guy's been doing comedy for like 42 years successfully. And so I was kind of shocked to hear. But yeah, he's about to do his last show and then retire and spend time with his grandkids. So I was kind of surprised to hear that. It was also interesting because I saw it on a video and it was him kind of saying thank you to all of his fans throughout the years. And boy, I hadn't seen him in a while, and yep, he's lost some weight. He's gone gray. It's like, oh boy, yes, you are.
Man,
up there in age. Yeah. So, but otherwise, I'll get to what I was talking about a little bit later. Yep, Here's Your Sign is a big one. Mm-hmm.
Do enjoy the Bill Engvall. Well, I really haven't had a whole lot of time to watch anything else than like Raw, WWE Raw, and AEW Dynamite. And this week was the premiere of the new era of Dynamite. What does that mean? Not a whole lot in terms of change, but I think they, number one, got better cameras because the picture quality is better in the broadcast. Number two, they got a better lighting array. And number three, a new set with a lot more LEDs and new graphics package. So all in all, I think it is an upgrade. I think it's more like WWE now. So there's that. But it's not too bad. So give that a thumbs up.
always been a fan of the LEDs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Especially the Lindsay Sixes and the Slim Moises. Those are good. Classic LEDs. The LED fixtures. Other than that, the other thing to note that I didn't know at the time last week is Charlotte Flair, as she returned, has new theme music. If you have not had a chance to listen to it yet, it's still along the lines of Ric Flair's music and her version of the theme song, but it's okay. I prefer her last theme much better if I had to pick. Other than that, I've been playing Star Trek Online and Battlefield 2042. Trying to get Rude Boy Kyle, who once again disappeared, and Bob Giggles to join me in the online massacre, but meh.
Anybody else been watching anything interesting, new, different? Same old, same old?
I'm finally getting around to watching the Lord of the Rings of Power series that's on Amazon right now. So about halfway through that and thoroughly enjoying it. But they're longer episodes, hour 15. So it's a good commitment of time. But I enjoy it when I can take the time to sit down.
And you like those so far? I haven't had a chance to watch them, but I
do.
want to watch them.
It's neat as far as the time period and when things are taking place. I really don't know where it's going, so excited to see where that is. Other than that, the other series I've kind of been watching here off and on, I just discovered, even though it's been out forever, I feel like is the sitcom Superstore on the Peacock channel.
It's such a great show.
Yeah, I just started watching it maybe a month and a half ago, and I'm really getting into it. So I think I'm on season 3.
I remember hearing about it because who's in that again? It's like Jessica Simpson, right? Or no, that was a movie.
That was a movie with Dane Cook. That you're thinking of. No, I don't think anyone was previously famous before the show. You can
Employee of the Year. That's right. That's what that one was.
Yeah.
I'd say Superstore, you have to enjoy the journey of getting to know the quirks of each employee. And I'd say it's kind of got the similar premise of humor that Employee of the Month has. It's good in its own ways.
So like funny or sarcastic funny?
And I would say so far the biggest disappointment of what I've watched in recent history would be the Blockbuster sitcom series on Netflix that was recently canceled after 1 season. So shows how good it is. Netflix has canceled Blockbuster for the second time.
Bam! Bob Giggles with the funnies. Thank you very much. He's going to pull out his Blockbuster card next.
But no, seriously, that series was not worth my time, unfortunately, which stinks because it had a lot of big names in it.
I saw the trailer for it, and I asked myself, why? Who would make this? And then I thought, okay, yeah, a video store, last Blockbuster is a name value and whatnot. Like, it could be funny. And then as the trailer passed the 20 to 30 second point, I went, this is stupid. And this is not going to last. Kind of like the remake of Legends of the Hidden Temple. Stupid garbage, absolute trash. I wish they'd never made the new version because it's crap. Watch the originals, all on Paramount Plus. Yes, it's a cheap plug, and I wish they would pay me for saying that, promoting their network, because, man, watch the original because the new one will never match up. Even Press Your Luck and the remake of Whammy, that was way better. Whammy was awesome compared to the stupidity that they made with the new version of... What the hell is happening on here? Good God. Leave it alone, man. Both of you. You're playing grab ass in the background. Like, just get it over with.
My big question with the Legends remake is, did they have the Shrine of the Silver Monkey still?
They did. And Bradley D. Baker was again the voice of Olmec, but they had some stupid lady as the host. And in like 2 episodes, damn boomer. going crazy here. Like, hey, dude, 20, 30 years ago, this is crap. But so D. Bradley Baker voiced Olmec again. So that part was awesome because you still get the running through the temple in the shrine of the silver monkey, just like in the original. Like, awesome. But the lady hosting was terrible.
Oh, okay, you got the temple.
Like, shut
Could have been
up.
hosted by Fran Drescher and been better.
Like, that would have made a comedic value to the show. Yes, you have a point, Bob Giggles. That would have been good. But no, they had this lady. Crap. And then Kirk Fogg, the original host, they brought him into the show randomly hidden in the temple, like jumping out of the bushes, confirming our theory that the kids caught by the temple guards in the original show were taken back to Kirk Fogg's lair in the back and were never seen from again. And plus, they didn't win cool things like a trip to space camp or a Casio keyboard or rollerblades or like ring pops or something. No, they got a Chime gift card. Woo! Wow, I'm so glad I won this. Can I have the trip to space camp? No, sorry, you get this Chime gift card. Great.
What is Chime?
Great. That was exactly. That's the point.
Is that like a
Is that like
PayPal alternative? I
I
had no clue.
idea. I figured it was like Chime, like I have a ring and I can get a Chime doorbell for it.
Yeah. It's supposedly.
No, that's the Ring doorbell.
No, it's gonna chime because it's got to be 20% off so you don't get sued. It's supposedly a refillable gift card of sorts, like a credit debit card that you can then refill, and
So it's like a Visa gift card.
You just get a
Stupid.
Get one of those. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway. What the temple that they built was really cool. Like they spent a lot of money doing this. And then to have it just we could have come up with a better idea for this show. And they made the thing an hour long. It was crap.
Kidder.
No. No.
No, Kidder.
In fact, you know what? I got something to say.
Well,
I don't know if he can see that. I just muted him.
fortunately, I can unmute myself.
Yeah, okay.
This guy actually enjoyed it.
I was just going to say, well, this is, BS is in the title of the show, and, we're certainly happy
Living
to
up
hear
to
you.
the namesake.
Yeah. And we're happy to hear you rant. There are therapists you can talk to. You got some anger, man.
I'll show you anger.
Hey, speaking of anger and breaking sports news. This just in. John Tortorelli doesn't give a about the NHL All-Star game.
Yeah.
Well,
They
Tortorelli.
tried so hard to make it more relevant and get people to watch the NHL All-Star game. It's become a joke unto itself. So,
Kind of like the Pro Bowl.
I'll say the one good thing that they have brought back is the fan vote for this year. So if you're going for that aging feel-good vote for someone that maybe doesn't have the skill but has the nostalgia type of feel that you want to see, I want to see so-and-so in this all-star game, you're able to do that. So
I have to say I loved last year's All-Star game where they had the floating platforms on at the Bellagio fountains. And of course, I think it was Monique Lamoureux Davidson or Monique, former Fighting Sioux women's hockey player, was in part of the competition, which I thought was awesome.
Big D, anyway. you put something under the what are we watching? What are you up to? What you watching?
And then he deleted it.
And then I put it back. Shut up.
He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
I
How does
don't.
this work? Where
I'm
am
a
I?
meteorologist. I'm a meteorologist. Not knowing what I'm doing should be no surprise to you.
20% of the time, it's right every time.
I got my magic 8 ball and everything. No, so it's not really a series, and I don't recall if I brought it up on the show before. So no time like the present. But there's think back to early mid '90s. Who here played Legends of Zelda: Link to the Past and or Super Metroid?
Me?
So somebody, I don't know who, I don't care who, found a way to merge the two games together, and you can find them on the YouTubes under SMZ3 that do daily races, because gamers and content producers put a whole bunch of stuff on there and just people racing. To complete both games, they're linked up, so 4 portals or 4 doors in each game will link to the other game. And all the items within both games are randomized throughout both games. You can find Metroid items in Zelda and vice versa. They usually run about 3 hours, so I do not watch them in one sitting by any stretch. It usually takes 8 or 9, but it is something I can. There's always something new, so if I'm bored, I'll pull up one of those. Pulled up a few of those in the past couple of weeks when I was doing nothing because of COVID. So that's my plug.
Have you ever watched the AGDQ marathons, Awesome Games Done Quick, or anything like that, Big D?
So stumbled across one when Little D was but a mere 10-pound ball of rage. Yes, is the short answer. But the first one that I saw was one of the producers, or one of the content producers, was doing a speed run of a swordless run. Found a way to glitch it of a swordless run of Legends of Zelda: Link to the Past. Ran through the entire game without a sword, and that was my first introduction to that.
Pretty impressive. Yeah, I discovered it just a few years ago, so I've been watching it. But the next one actually starts on Sunday. The next speed racing event goes 24 hours a day for the next 7 days. So,
see, and I've been watching some streams of people's gameplay, but I've been watching real-time strategy games, and I'm back to watching people play through Warhammer Total War 3. Yeah. I don't know how familiar you guys are with it, but it's like real-time strategy game to the next level. It's so much more than other ones. Like if you've ever played Command and Conquer, Red Alert, and those, where it's like, hey, here's the battlefield and here you're doing this. But here it has all of the things of a civilization game tied into it. So you're controlling settlements and determining what's being built and building your armies and choosing whether you actually
to a Age of Empires kind of setup, or
kind of. It's a bit like Age of Empires, except what they've really done is there's kind of 2 modes or 2 takes of the gameplay. The one is the world map where you're moving your army around and attacking opposing people's settlements and things like that, and controlling what your settlements build and all of those things. I mean, and it gets into a ton of different stuff. It's one of those, I started watching it trying to learn how to play the game, and even now, especially with the different factions, they play so differently that it's just crazy. But then the battles are all one army versus one army, and it's on the battlefield, and it's something out of Lord of the Rings where it's here's the massive army versus the massive army coming towards each other, and it's actually kind of awesome and cinematic, in a way. So
nice.
And they've done it. I watch a lot of the Warhammer ones, which are set in Games Workshop's Warhammer world. So it's orcs and elves and dwarves, but they've also done this as historics. So you can go back and play as ancient empires like Rome, I think was their first big one, and play as the Roman Empire and grow that and such. But it's kind of like your Command and Conquer meets Civilization and put it in there. But that's what I've been watching quite a bit of. Really, I've gotten kind of hooked back into putting that on. Which this might be a great transition then into, hey, are we playing any interesting games or new games or different games? And yes, I'm skipping over whoever posted cherries into the run sheet, which was probably Big D, who's trying to hide the evil smirk. Yep, got him. But anyway, you guys playing anything new, different, interesting in your whatever time you have to game? Because I have not.
I started playing a game called Sail Forth. It's kind of an indie game. It's on multiple platforms. I'm playing it on the Switch right now. But if you picture Zelda Wind Waker graphics, and you're on a ship and you literally sail around and you can battle and have your own fleet. And it's based on just discovering different things within the world that you're set in. And I don't know, I've played it for a few hours. It's starting to get a little repetitive now, so we'll see where it goes. But it was a good buy for $20.
Yeah, myself, I've watched a streamer over the past week and a half or so play a game called Wrestling Empire, and this game is made by a single developer and publisher, just one guy, by M. Dickey. But recent and all reviews are very and overwhelmingly positive on the Steam library. It's something that you have multiple options to choose a wrestling career. You can be a promoter. You can choose an existing character of over up to 350 opponents. Keep in mind that this wrestling game does not have any licensing through any current popular wrestling promotions like WWE or anything. So a lot of the characters have similar resemblances or similar names to what the real world counterparts have. But there's 10 different rosters that they have, and you can either choose to build your own character. It's something that a free demo is available to try out the game. It's something that for the people that really enjoy the wrestling environment and a wrestling game that have played WWE games before, if you don't necessarily want to go down the road of understanding and we'll say playing the wrestling in terms of being a skill player, but enjoying the story, you enjoy just the journey, because it's something where you can build a wrestler up from just going from wrestling school. You can go from wrestling school to a low-level promotion that might get 50 or 100 people in the crowd, and you negotiate a contract that pays you a few $100 for every match, or you might become a heel or a face of one of these wrestling promotions. You don't need a high-powered PC to run it. It's something that I've enjoyed watching. I've played probably a couple hours of it over the past couple days. It's something that even though I don't follow wrestling as much as Howard and Mark and others do, it's something that I've enjoyed, that you can just create a character and it has a semi-open world environment that you can roam around and you interact with other characters, and you can build your career through challenging or teaming up with these other characters. It's something that some people have maybe been able to download the WWE games for free that may have been a year or two old, and you have maybe 6 months to play it online with multiplayer. But this offers some different features, some different interactions. Maybe doesn't focus on the technical aspect of wrestling as much, but you really enjoy the story of how your character goes up and down throughout their career, and you can decide, hey, I want to start back in 1999, and we'll make our way through. And so it's a fun game. I'd recommend it.
Sounds interesting. I'll have to look at that one. Anyone else playing anything interesting, exciting, new, different game?
Flashing Lights had an update again. A little bit.
Nobody cares.
Ooh.
Howard in with the who asked.
Haven't played anything new yet, but for Christmas I was gifted a copy of Betrayal at House on the Hill 3rd edition, which I have played before, and it's a great rendition of the game. They've changed a few of the rules to make it a little more streamlined from the 1st and 2nd editions. The game itself, the core game, is still the same, where you build the house and somebody ends up being a traitor that you need to avoid, but they've changed it so that there's a backstory for why you're at the house. There's 6 different scenarios. One of them being like you're looking to buy the house. You're there with a realtor. Another is that you have a friend who got lost at the house. I can't remember what the others are off the top of my head, but it's a nice way to make sure that you don't trigger the same scenario in the same night, which is unlikely in the first place, but it is possible in the original couple renditions of the game.
Well, speaking of new stuff, hey, Kidder, I saw that there's some new Star Trek merch out there.
Hell yeah.
Don't know if you saw this or if you're interested in this, or if you have the $400 that this is going for.
Well, that's all.
Yeah, but for a mirror, $400, you too could own
Mr. Bigglesworth.
your very own Lionel Star Trek Electric O-Gauge model train set with remote and Bluetooth capabilities based on Star Trek The Next Generation.
Choo choo.
Yeah.
Shoot skis and it's 20% off.
Yeah, let's see. Look at this. Look at that. Let's find Star Trek
And it's
detail.
next generation oriented. That's the Enterprise D, everybody.
So other than slapping some
Yeah, look, see.
Enterprise artwork on there, what the hell does this have to do with Star Trek?
See, well, look, see, it's even got a
seems kind of shoehorned in there.
Bang. There's a holodeck. Yeah. There's
You're
10
not answering
hours.
my question there, Howie. Other than slapping some Enterprise artwork, what does it have to do with Star Trek?
Absolutely nothing. This is for people who
Fair enough.
people who apparently like Star Trek and electric trains. I saw this. Kidder, you gonna get one? Gonna have a little Star Trek train track going around your basement there?
No, I have to pay for this show first.
Around the Christmas tree.
Well, here's my Christmas tree. So it's going to be a short loop.
Don't feel bad. I have the Charlie Brown's Christmas tree up in my living room right now. I haven't watered it for 3 weeks because I was gone and it's drooping.
Yeah. So let's see. This set includes the U.S. Yeah, the set includes the USS Enterprise FT diesel locomotive, 10 forward car, holodeck animated car, sick bay car, 8 pieces of O36 curved fast track, 2 fast track 10-inch straight track sections, 1 Lionel Chief fast track terminal section, 1 plug expand play, power lock-on section, a wall pack power supply, and the Lionel Chief remote for locomotive.
I think that's a big set phasers to pass.
I agree with you. I really just wanted to pull it up and then ask Kidder if he was going to get one. So
he's thinking about it.
He is not impressed.
No, I'm not thinking about it. I have to say I rather enjoyed having this bottle of the Chateau Picard as seen on Star Trek Picard Season 2. And yes, made at Chateau Picard in France. A 2019.
Kidder, I do have to ask, because there was a little pre-show conversation about this, because I put the new Star Trek merch thing on the run sheet. Is that the Star Trek merch you thought it was?
No.
Because you made the good point of saying, like, well, maybe I've seen it already.
Mm-hmm.
So
I haven't seen that one. So you're lucky. I haven't seen that one. No, there's a bunch of new figures and action toys that you can purchase now, and new variants of phasers and ships and like I said, the figures. So quite a variety available again. On this date 8 years ago, you and I were hockeying up at the VFW for Dickinson versus Bismarck High School hockey, just in case you're curious.
I wasn't, but thanks for sharing. Yeah. Hey, Kidder, do you want a really quick hot take?
Do it! Do it now!
M&M's. They suck.
Plain
Really
ones
fast
do.
version. I haven't had M&M's in like years, and I had some left at my house at Christmas. Those aren't good. I don't
The
see
original
appeal.
ones?
The original, just bog standard M&M's.
Are you used to a different taste of chocolate, like a dark chocolate or like European style that might have altered your taste?
I'm just not really a sweets person to
You
begin
have
with.
COVID right now.
That's mine.
Better take a test.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, no, I haven't had them in a very long time, and I don't eat a lot of sweets to begin with. But yeah, we had a bowl of them at Christmas time, and I was like, oh, I haven't had M&Ms in years. Plops them in my mouth. I'm like, these are terrible. No wonder I haven't had them in years. So, I don't know. That's my hot take. If you disagree, hey, there's a comment section down below. Please, somebody else put a comment besides Local Geek.
Thanks, Local Geek, for your support. We appreciate you. Number one fan.
I try to have
Number
something to
one
say.
son. You got something to say? Kyle, get it
Yes.
going. Get it going. Come on.
I'm the one who asked the questions if somebody got something to say, but
Have another drink and then we'll ask.
Round
that's a
three.
story in itself.
It seems that I've been out for a little bit and the water is making my buzz disappear. So yes, we need something else to drink. Who else is out?
I'm empty.
Cookie's going to challenge me for the drunkest on the show.
Hey, you're still a drink behind, man.
If
I
we're gonna
know, but
if we're gonna pause for the second that we maybe want to refill for round 3, I will vouch for the Dog Brew by Bush. It is a pork bone broth that's sold in a 6-pack, a plastic top holder that you just pick it up if you have four-legged friends, not designed for human consumption. So unfortunately not for humans, but if you do have dogs,
tastes like
I have not tasted it myself, even though it says not for human consumption. Let's see, it says on the bottom there, it's made for dogs. Yeah, my boy Sterling has enjoyed it. You can pour it over some food or mix it into some water, or just let them drink it straight right out of the bowl. Yeah,
how tipsy
Dog
does
Brew
he
by
get
Bush.
after he has a
I
couple?
found it in the store before Christmas, and something that it might be available by you. And I figured I'd bring in the unique brew to. It's something that none of you guys can taste unless you want to take the risk of tasting bone broth out of a can. So
There was a
is it
restaurant in. I'll go for it.
I was just wondering if the alcohol content is the same as a regular Bush, so Sterling can also get lit, tuned up.
well, the thing is there's no alcohol in it. There's a
So it's like a regular Bush.
here's the nutrition facts. It's got crude protein, crude fat, crude fiber, and moisture. There's
But
a
the
calorie
crudeness.
crudité, but
Crudes.
yeah, there's no alcohol in these cans, so it's safe for pets and pets only. So
Hope there's no hops either. Hops are poisonous to dogs.
yeah, there's no hops. It just says on the top is pork bone broth. So it was sold right next to the alcohol section at the local grocery store, but they wildly increased and decreased the price depending on the demand. So I thankfully bought some that caught it at, I think it was about $10 for a 6-pack. So
This is 40% off regular price. It's a steal.
Yeah.
More
It's like
expensive than
Black
actual
Friday.
Bush.
it is.
Probably tastes about the same.
So you can
It
add
was a
that
hit.
to your list of non-consumable brews for the Excel spreadsheet if you want to. I can't give a rating. All I can say is that my dog Sterling enjoyed
Would you
it.
say
So
it's a bit rough?
rough, and I'd say I made
It's a little
like
bark.
within an hour or two
Tastes like
after
bark.
he consumed it, he went, "Oh!" So
He was losing his doggy mind.
it's a full moon, baby.
All right. Good.
The full moon brew.
What Big D? What did you have to say? Yeah.
Oh, I
you
was
had something
just going to say you were just conjuring up memories of there was when I was living in England, there was a pet friendly pub that we happened to go to in Newcastle upon Tyne, which is in the north, kind of near the border of Scotland. And you could bring your dogs in, and they could just hang out. And they had a doggy section on the menu, and among other things was a doggy beer. It was brought back some funny memories. They also had a burger there called the Bacon, which the description of it was the word bacon repeated 17 times, and that was it. I did not get it, although I should have. But yeah, no, just bringing back some memories. That's all.
It's bacon. No, it's not bacon.
Oh, to be clear, that was for humans. It's actual bacon.
Humans don't know it's not bacon. It's plant-based. Crap. That's when the later that night after you get tuned up, you end up burning down the restaurant. Serve me plant-based bacon, I'll show you. No, for the record, we are not planning arson on any place that serves plant-based bacon.
One of them
I don't
American
even know if it's a thing.
tourists.
In America. Go do it in Canada.
Yeah, future Howard, leave that in there so we don't have to testify.
Yeah. Get me the hell out of St. Quentin. There's a Nickelback reference for you. All right, let's move this thing on before Howard jumps the shark even more. The Sharknado.
Kidder started it, so I poured myself my fourth beer.
Woo! Damn.
Local geek get tuned up.
I'm going for the Bison beer from Black Leg Ranch again.
Ooh.
They did just make the trek down to Texas for the championship game, so it's kind of fitting.
Leave him in Texas.
Let's go SDSU. Yeah, South Dakota.
This one is a Vienna style
There you
lager.
go, Howard. The one time when I say yes for to South Dakota, the inferior Dakota. I'm sorry, local geek. I just had to. I'm sorry.
It's all good. They had two of them that were bison themed that I grabbed. I just grabbed all the ones that they had from Black Leg Ranch, except for the IPA because I'm not a fan of those. So yeah, this one it's not quite as sweet as the 1882 lager, but it's still pretty good. I think I like the 1882 better.
Well, for what's on tap round 3, God, you had to know I was going to drink something non-alcoholic. So hey, I got some brisk. There, I contributed to this what's on tap. There you go.
We'll get that one and the dog beer in the spreadsheet. So I expect a full write-up from Sterling later, though.
Okay. It's usually more of a... But, yeah.
Any other partakers of what's on tap round 3?
Well,
I mean, I could. I got to run open and grab a corkscrew, but it's going to be a bottle of red blend. But
Is this, I think, I don't know. Yes. Here we go. Number 3. I've had this one on the show, I'm pretty sure. The Lift Bridge Brewing Company Farm Girl. It's a lady.
I don't know if you've had that one before, but I had it on the show once.
Oh, well, if yes, if no, then maybe so. I will try this out. Because when chores are done, it's time for fun with the farm girl. Lady. All right. Golden Ale brewed with orange peel, 12 fluid ounces. Independently brewed. Let's see. It is crafted and canned by Lift Bridge Brewing Company in Stillwater, Minnesota. LiftBridgeBrewery.com. That's why they have all the bridges at the top. The lift bridge right there. Look at that. Classic. There's no alcohol content listed on this can. So apparently there's no alcohol in it. So let's go for it, I guess, because what's it going to do? Get me drunk?
Well, the last time I drank that one, there was farm girls floating around behind me on the background. So who knows?
I can neither confirm nor deny that happened. Gonna be harder to do that though once you get that new sign up.
Gotta say, I'm not a fan. It's synthetic orange, it seems. Kind of like orange flavoring versus orange peel. You know, like in a true old-fashioned orange peel zest. So, initial thought, I'm giving it 2.
To our final big topic of the night, which I don't know how big it is, but kind of stupid is really what it is. Kidder, I saw this. I don't know if you saw it. I know the local geek saw it. But the radio station Hot 97 FM, sure.
Hot 97.5.
You get upset when we, name anybody else fully. But anyway, in their attempt to, I don't know, generate
they tried to hire me.
Content or anything like that, they put out some really kind of just awful, like, news stories and other posts and such. But one of their talent put out this article called 6 of the Sketchiest Spots in Bismarck. Did you get a chance to see this, Kidder?
I didn't look at it for more than a second and maybe check the comments to see what people were saying. And no, I did not click on the link to give them a metric. So don't click the link. Here's the list for your consumption, or check the comments.
On their list of sketchy places. So number 1, Zana Park. And I am going to read the paragraphs because some of that is just ridiculous. But it says here, this is a park that when you see it, you keep on driving. For those not from Bismarck, Mandan, you might not see why it is sketchy, but hang out there for about an hour and you will see some interesting characters doing, well, we don't know what they're doing, but it doesn't look good.
I would agree that that's kind of a sketchy area, but I have a friend who plays Pokemon Go, and she actually had somebody open her car door at Kiwanis Park, just south of Zonta Park, and try to get in her car to solicit her for sex.
But there's the park itself with absolutely no people in the picture, so who knows why it's sketchy. 2, which is, you'll see the picture first here, this lovely row of trees, and you put the notorious East Indiana row of trees, because we all know sketchy things come from Indiana. A row of trees on the south.
I'm so glad that worked itself out, because man, there's nothing like having it on the screen for us to just read, not even to just have to try and squirrely work it in. It just did it by itself.
I will in your shoes.
Yeah. You can't make this up.
Yeah. So a row of trees is known to be super sketch. In the summertime, you may find people sleeping amongst the trees. While walking on the sidewalk in front of the rows of trees, you will notice gang signs on light posts. You will also notice that this area is a graveyard for forgotten and abandoned shopping carts. If you're in the market, you're welcome. I have to say the writing on this is terrible.
I have tempted to say the Hot 97.3 website is a sketch place in Bismarck, Mandan area. Everything you look at, there's hey, go to Facebook, log into this. Here's an ad.
I would agree with you on that. Their
Comparte
website
and
is
las
riddled
grupos
with
on the
ads.
right side. Here's a verbo.
There's comparte a los grupos in pirate pregunta e busca tu comunidad and Facebook groups. What kind of sites is out? What kind of sites is
Available
out
near you.
to? And the suggested ads.
Target ads,
Woo!
everybody.
That's a muy caliente. It's a spicy tamale. Yeah.
Anyways.
East Thayer. That's sketchy.
Yeah, East Thayer Avenue is number 3. As you drive down East Thayer Avenue, you notice the sketchiness right around 21st Street. Continue down and you will see a lot of people on foot. People stumble out of bars and other nearby establishments, and it's just not a place to spend a lot of time if you're alone.
I do have to say, in defense of the 2200 block of East Thayer, there happens to be a great pet grooming place, i.e. the Pet Place Grooming, located there, affiliated with one JS Gunslinger. So, stop by there and have your pets treated right.
Do they express no wins, or do they do that at the vets?
Next we'll
Yeah, the next one here. Next one.
We're going to South 2nd Street. Along South 2nd Street and branching off to the several side streets leading to Captain Jack's, you will notice people sitting in the grass or even on the electrical boxes. Totally normal. This is a popular hangout spot for some shady characters. There's rarely a time you won't see this.
Can you scroll up slightly just so I can see the picture?
Not a person in sight.
Yeah. Those shady people.
The interesting thing is the building on the left side of that photo, which you may recognize as the remnants of a Pier 1 Imports building, that's been vacant for many years now, since Pier 1 went out of business right before the pandemic. But allegedly, and I say allegedly because I cannot personally confirm it, but Starbucks has apparently purchased that property and will turn it into a Starbucks, even though a mere 3 blocks away to the east, there's another Starbucks.
I've heard that rumor as well.
Maybe they got into the export business now.
I can say my employer was looking at that building and it didn't fit their needs. There were rumors we were going in there at one point.
So now we're today. Bismarck Expressway. Generally, I wouldn't want to walk along Expressway at night. The residential area furthest west tends to have quite a bit more crime than most neighborhoods. Most of us are well aware that the area is less than desirable location to be.
You know, it's funny because Howard, that one has a special place in your heart. That whole neighborhood. Washington and Expressway.
Okay.
That's where that photo is. Washington and Expressway. That has a special place in your heart. On a bike ride?
No, not really. Hey, we're jumping down to South 12th Street and Michigan Avenue. Take a drive down South 12th, but never stroll. There's in the area several trailer parks. Some of those who live in them tend to bring quite a bit of crime to the neighborhood. Note to anyone who may not live in a trailer park. If I'm not mistaken, someone was catching neighborhood cats with bear traps in this area. Bear traps!
It sounds like a copy and paste from the neighborhood.
Yeah, the list of the is terrible.
We're done.
Yeah.
I thought there's more because the page continues on forever.
It then switches to an article about Bismarck's most expensive homes, and
I hadn't read that one. I read the Mandan one, and the Mandan one did not feel as much sketchy as the Bismarck one does. Like the places they listed in Mandan were not places that are known to be sketchy like the Bismarck one was.
yeah, that's because they got a lot of criticism for the Bismarck one. So when the author of the Mandan one wrote it, which I'm pulling up now, if it's not already up for you guys, he decided to go with as sketchy as not like crime filled or dangerous, but like places where you might want to draw something like an actual physical sketch.
Oh, I thought you were going to say draw a gun. Like, Kind of like the old
Yeah.
Kmart.
So we got
area
things
in
like
Grand
the-
Forks. You got to make sure that you're always carrying when you go over in that area.
I wish they put the picture under the listing, but yeah, number 8 was the Haskett Station area, kind of over by the refinery. I'm going to go through these a lot faster because, as I said, it wasn't quite as exciting. They did the Missouri River Natural Area, Starry and Rink area. Although I do have to say this, they put hands down the best hockey rink in the area. Yeah. I don't know. I disagree with that one. I guess it
is a
depends
good
what you
rink,
find it.
but the seating is pretty bad. Like, not enough.
We have the Hart River Bridge area near Legion Park, Summer Drive area off of 1806, the view around the paddle trap. I mean, yeah, they went with like places that are scenic. So it's just, yeah, the hill off Mandan Avenue and the scenic view spot off of I-94. So anyway, nowhere near as interesting or exciting, which I guess the only way that we could save that is, hey, Big D, the last time you were on the show, you teased the major announcement. I think it's time we finally get that major announcement.
Just watch, he's going to leave again. And he muted himself too. Yep, he's leaving. We can't even see what you did because you muted yourself.
Which makes it even better. Well, there goes that. So I was gonna be like, "Yeah, I'll leave, sure," and then throw this down and then walk off, and then the moment is gone. It is 70 miles past. So my major announcement, which is completely not serious, it is completely frivolous. You know how you call me the minister of trolling on beer, blues, and BS. I am announcing. I know that you've said, Howard, that before the first time I was on here, you said no politics, no religion, but I got to get political on this one because I am announcing my. Get the Garon eyes on there. So,
Glory.
So, the announcement was going to be a month ago that I was announcing my candidacy for Prime Minister of Trolling. Like I said, completely frivolous, and the moment is gone. We held the election already. I won, so yay me, Prime Minister of Trolling.
And on that disappointing bit of news, Kidder, we've been talking for quite a while. It's time we wrap this thing up with the usual cheap plugs. Although we should keep it short because we really have been talking for quite a while.
It's the cheapest of cheap plugs since Howard apparently said we've been talking for a while. So first of all, beerbluesbs.com, our website in cyberspace, the triple B home, beerbluesbs.com. On the website, you can buy us a beer. We would love if you would purchase a beer or even purchase a round because, as you can see, the characters in this show need vocal lubrication to make this thing happen. Help us out by buying us a beer or buying us around at beerbluesbs.com. Second to that, it's your link in cyberspace to our links like Facebook, Instagram, and more. So on Facebook and Instagram, search Beer Blues BS, or just type facebook.com/beerbluesbs or instagram.com/beerbluesbs. Please follow us. Please share the images and the shows, the comments. We'd love for you to comment on there too. Please help us help you by sharing the best content on the internet, and that is the Triple B, Beer, Blues, and BS. If I sit here and do this long enough, maybe I can imprint it on your mind that you will visit us at beerbluesbs.com. Maybe if I position my fingers correctly and get the brain waves going. Rude Boy's got it. Rude Boy's got it. His hat's moving with the brain waves too. You can see it happening. It's got beerbluesbs.com. Again, Facebook and Instagram. Please follow us, subscribe for free, like, and all of the above. And sharing is caring. Other than that, well, we have the merch store on our website, beerbluesbs.com. You can get great merchandise like this pint glass or others like it. That one available for purchase at beerbluesbs.com. And if you've been a fan of the show, you'll know that we have other great designs, such as Kidder's Perfect Old Fashioned and Big D's face on the side of a pint glass. It's available in the merch store, beerbluesbs.com. There's no hand gestures available right now, but you can get the Bob Giggles Can I Have My Money Back shirt. There's also some other products that are related to Rude Boy Kyle and Howie Blues, and I mean everything related to the local geek, because they're pint glasses that you put beer in, which is tasty, and of course Local Geek gives us the tastiness. So get a pint glass, please, and support the show, because we get like a little bit of the revenue off of those, and it helps us keep the show going. beerbluesbs.com. Other than that, I can say all the audio versions are available on all of the audio apps. So if you have an account with an audio app like iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Stitcher, TuneIn, IMDb, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, any of those, search the search button or the search feature on those apps or the websites for Beer, Blues, and BS. Please subscribe for free to be part of the show and take us with you, even on your 3-hour tour that should have only been a little over 1.5 hours. We'll get you through all of that. And guess what? There's plenty of episodes to listen to, and they're all like 2 hours long. So, I mean, it's a trip to New York City and back, at least. So please help us help you by keeping you entertained with the Beer, Blues, and BS podcast in the video version on YouTube or the audio version on all of the platforms. So with that, that's a lot to digest, and you can do all of that at Beer, Blues, and BS. But let's make a quick round before we go. Nico, thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys. Always a pleasure.
All right. Rude Boy Kyle.
It's great to be here. Thank you guys for having me on the show, and we're anxiously waiting episode 100.
Century mark. It's felt about as long as it has been to get there. Big D from El Forco Grande.
I hate you both. Nothing but love.
That sounds awfully biased. Local Geek.
Yeah, thanks guys for having me on again. Soon I'll have new beer for you. And the Beer Blues BS pint glass. Don't forget about the competition to win one.
Thanks, Local Geek,
Can I win
for
one?
throwing that out. You have to share and comment and be part of the show. Like the show on Facebook and share it and comment and tag us in it, so then we know that you shared it, because, you know, the Facebook and privacy and that sort of thing. So make your post public, tag us in it. And Howard Blues kind of made up the rules as he went. So let's throw it past Howard the ref. What does he have to say?
One, I think future Howard has already covered this at the beginning of the show, so that we can end this show, because I got to go feed a baby and then sit up for 20 minutes. So, damn it, Kidder, wrap this up.
Sorry, that one was my fault.
I know. It's okay.
Excuses. All right, let's get the hell out of here. This is Beer, Blues, and BS. Thank all of you for joining us on this monumental 94th episode of The Big Show. Remember, keep your glass at least half full. There's free beer tomorrow, and we'll catch you on down that icy Tuscan highway. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Beer, Blues, and BS.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
Wow. Somebody's been reading the same news articles I have. Because I just got down to that part of the run sheet where I put in something. And not only did somebody put in the web thing, but they also picked up the follow-up story, which I also had ready to go.
Yeah, I figured the links might be helpful just to reference them.
I kid you not, Derek. I actually have all of the links in a separate document.
Oh.
Didn't want to give away the sketchiest places right off the bat. You know, that way I caught reactions.
There you go. I haven't read the Bismarck one. I only read the Mandan one. So.
I haven't read the Mandan one yet. I just read the Bismarck one, but I saw the Mandan one tonight. And I was like, well, we better be fair and cover both cities. So
Do we have to?
yes.
I'll have to see if I can find one here for Des Moines.
Yeah, there you go. we need to really be fair about this.
Also, in advance, I thought of names for tag teams, but as I am not a big wrestling fan, I have no idea if they're even funny. So
That should be good.
I don't, and I might be partially afraid that maybe some of them actually reference actual good teams, or maybe it was an actual tag team. So
It's all right. I pulled that topic off the run sheet once I saw the guest list. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be a whole like 2 hours in itself. So that.
So you mean I didn't need to spend the last hour coming up with them?
Yeah, but I appreciate the effort.
Okay, well, I'll give you the ones I thought of.
I'll save it for another show.
We could always do that, I suppose, too.